Hi everyone, welcome you all. Hope you all are good and ready to learn CS. So previously we have learned for loop, and I came to know that some of you have problems in understanding for loop. So let us understand for loop one more time. Okay. So for loop is a loop which is used to manipulate a list one by one. Okay. So let us have a for. For we have a. It is a temporary variable in a list. Okay, so in this list we have some elements we have a, and then we have, let's say, x, and then we have 100. So list can be a homogeneous, that means it may contain any of the data. So now my list contains a, x, and 100, that means 3. So one by one my temporary variable will contain all these values. So first of all, for the first iteration, I will be having a in this a variable, and then in the next iteration, I will be having a x in this a, and in the last iteration, I will be having 100 in a. Okay, let's do this. So I'm printing a, and I'm going to debug this program so that we can understand this a little bit. Uh, Wait a minute till my program starts. So now if I hit F8, now you can see we have created a variable a and its value is a. And in the console, it is not printed anything, but as soon as I hit F8, you will see a small a. Okay, so that is the first element that was stored in a. Now my loop control is back to the loop header, and this time x will be the value of a. Okay, now you can see uh, previous value of a was a, and now if I hit F8, now you can see the value of a is changed to x. And if I try to execute one more statement by pressing F8, you can see x. So similarly, you have guessed it. Now the value of a will be 100. See, so the value of a is changed to 100, and then 100 will be printed. Now, if what if I want to have a list that is already stored? Let's say we have a LSD and its value is exactly the same, and this is the program. So the output is same because the concept is same. We have a list and that is stored in LSD. First item will be A, then X, then 100. Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to add um, wait a minute. Let's say A is equals to A plus, let's say 7. Okay, somewhat like this. So obviously it will result into error. Okay, let me change this to all integers so that I do not have any problem in adding these. Okay, so I'm just adding 7 and printing it, and finally I'm going to print this value here, print lsd, and before this also I'm going to print this lsd. So what I'm going to do is I'm iterating the list, and while iterating I'm increasing the value of it, and it will be reflected in this print statement, but you will see the list is unchanged. Okay, let's run this program and check it out. So my original value of a list was 10, 8 and 100. The final value is also 8, 10, 8 and 100. But see here, I was able to change the value of this temporary variable, but this temporary variable is not doesn't affect actually the list, right? So for loop is used to iterate through all the element one by one, and you can utilize those variable, those temporary variable in your program, but any modification done to the temporary variable is not reflected in a list. Okay, you have to remember this. So this was the simple working. Now let us understand how this range function works. One comma, let's say we have written 5, and let's get rid of all these statements so that I have only three statements left and one more thing. So let us run this program and check it out. So 1, 2, 3, 4 is the value. So what this range function is, if you try to print somewhat like this, print list and then range 1, comma 5, you will notice we are getting list of 1, 2, 3, 4. So what my range function does, it gives me the list of 1, 2, 3, 4, the numbers from n to m minus 1. So let us take this m and this one as m. So from n to m minus 1, it gives you all the numbers. And if you specify the optional step, it will increment or decrement according to this step. So first value is 1, then the next value is 3, and the next value is 5. Let us run and check it out. So you can see 1 and 3. So the next value, that is 5, that isn't coming from the range because it is n to m minus 1. Hope you got this. Okay, so this will be easy. Now let us come to our main agenda point, which is a pattern. So what my intention is, you have to print some pattern somewhat like this. Okay, so it is a simple square, okay, having 4 rows and 4 columns made up of all asterisks. Right? So how we can do it? One way is to simply have a variable, let's say s is equals to 3 quits and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and then simply print this. Okay, this is very childish solution because if I say now you have to increase the number of columns and number of rows, then you have to really modify this stuff. Okay, so that is not a proper solution. What other problem I can do it is I can use a for loop. Let's say I is equals to I in range, let's say 1 to 4. That is perfectly fine. And every time my loop executes, I will not be using I. Simply prints a 4 string. Okay. Let us run this piece of a code and check it out. You can see I'm having 3 rows because I have used 4. Let's use it 5 and run this program. So now you can see we have exact same result without typing much. Okay. Now if a user says I want to enter the number of rows, what you can do is you can take a variable r and convert it into an integer, then take an input. So input, sorry, enter number of rows. Okay, that's perfectly fine for us. Let us run this program and so now you can see my cursor is at the line number 1 and I want to straight jump to the run window. So here my cursor was, I have to take it down and click here. What I can do, see, you can see my cursor is here and I want to move it here. I'm not going to click this. I am going to simply press L4. Okay, now you can check it out. My cursor directly jumps to the 4. Now why 4? Because you can see at the bottom here it is written 4 and there is an underline. So if you hit alt plus 4, so I have typed 5, but you can see my rows are only 4 because I haven't changed this 5 to R. Okay, so what I'm going to do, whatever you type, that is R, and plus 1 if I say, that will be doable or solvable purpose. Let's run this program again and check it out. Alt F4, then you can specify 5. Now you can see 5 rows. One more time, this time I'm going to run. This time I'm going to specify how much. Let's say 10, and then you can check it out. I'm having 10 rows. What if I want 10 rows and 10 columns? So one way of doing it is really simple. Multiply by r. Okay, so what it will do, let us run this program and check it out. Let's say this time 7 and hit enter. Now you can check it out. 7 rows and 7 columns. Right? That's perfectly fine. Now what I'm going to do is I want a pattern somewhat like this. So hope you got it. One first row, one column, two column, three column, and four column. And this will be your homework. Let's see how many of you can do it. If you have done in a one way, then try another way. So it can be done in multiple ways. Hope you can do it with more than two ways. So that's all for today. Bye bye and see you.